Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press Podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to another Full Court Press Podcast conference preview. We are going to the SWAC. It all starts and ends with the SWAC. Gosh, great conference. What I want to ask these coaches, we got two great head coaches. We got Grambling State coach Donte Jackson and Alcorn State coach Landon Bussie. Welcome to the Full Court Press, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So the only question I want to talk about this preview show on the SWAC is Coach Bussie. There's three teams called Tigers in the SWAC. Who would you say the mascot, coach, and logo you like the best?
As far as the Tigers?
Yeah, the Tigers.
I mean, whoever give me the best chance to win. You got Grambling, you got Jackson State and Texas Southern, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that's three competitive teams right there.
Yeah.
Coach
Jackson.
Right,
Coach Jackson drill's quiet over there.
Well, I mean, you can't. I like the G the best. I like the head coach at the G the best. So what you want me to do?
So we're gonna have some fun. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody that listened really enjoys this and what have you. So last year, Grambling was at top of the conference again. 14-4 in conference behind Alcorn State, 13-5. Southern, Texas Southern. The preseason rankings came out, and look who's first, Coach Bussie. It's Grambling State. And it's amazing because look, he's shaking his head. Coach Jackson's shaking his head. You know what's crazy is, and we've had multiple coaches on these conference preview shows, is they all say the same thing. Don't trust the preseason rankings or the preseason picks, because let's be honest, with the NIL and the transfer portal, you really know you don't really know what you're going to get, correct?
Absolutely.
That's very true. During this era of time, man, trying to keep some continuity is kind of like the most important thing. And you got so many moving pieces, with kids transferring, new guys coming into the program, and trying to build that chemistry all over it. It sounds good, but it ain't as easy as people make it out to be.
Right. So tell me a little bit about the SWAC last year, and I guess this year. What did you guys enjoy last year, and what are you guys looking forward to this year in the conference?
I think more so the biggest thing is just very competitive. Each and every game, no matter who you playing, they're gonna be well coached and well prepared. That goes from the bottom of the conference to the top of the conference, and then just the fan base. You enjoy playing rivalry games as in Jackson State. You enjoy playing games that has a good showing and good. One thing that we did a good job this year is just broadcasting the games on HBCU Go. Now these young men have an opportunity to let their families see them, especially if they come from different parts of the country or they are out of the country. You're able to watch the game on national televised game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would piggyback off Coach Bussie. I just think that, man, it's just incredible, man. Competition night in, night out, man. It's not a day off in our league. We get a bad rap because we do a lot of our athletic funding in the first semester and trying to make sure, everybody in our athletic department have the necessities that they need. So we come into our league play sometime 4 in this, 3 in this, whatever, but that don't really tell the true tale of our teams. Like once we get in conference play, man, these are, some really great coaches around here, and these kids really, really compete at a high level.
Yeah, and it's true because we had Lenny Cuff. You probably know of him or know him from Lipscomb.
Yep.
He said,
a little bit about him. We coached against each other back in Division II. I was the head coach at Stillman. He was the head coach at Alabama Huntsville. So me and Coach Cuff, we go back to our Alabama days.
That's hilarious. It's such a small world, the basketball coaching community, what have you. But it's funny what he said, and it's so true with a lot of these conferences, is people look at the non-conference schedule and be like, man, this conference isn't very good. And then you go to the conference schedule and you guys are beating the crap out of each other. And the SWAC is well coached, really athletic, really fast, and a lot of electricity. And I think some people look at it, it's like, oh, well, this team, perfect example, Jackson State last year. I mean, if you saw their non-conference schedule, they played Georgetown, they played Memphis, they played at Missouri, and they won, which was huge for the SWAC. And people look like, well, Jackson State's not very good. They're losing by 20, 25 points, 15 points. But as you know, once conference season starts, it's a dogfight.
Yes. And the thing of it is, you look at that Jackson schedule, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, they played all 13 games on the road.
Yes.
You ask the Power 5 to play all 13 games on the road, they're like, the coach will quit tomorrow and take another job. Like it won't happen. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, Mo and his institution, that was something they had to do. And I think Mo is a really good coach in our league, and he got his guys. I mean, that's just a test to him that he got his guys back rallied up after going 0-13, 1-13, whatever the case was. I don't know what it was during that period of time, but rallied up to really have a good SWAC conference season, because a lot of kids, they can tank on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, once you get the ship going in the wrong direction, it's hard to turn it around, right?
It definitely is.
But so I talked to Coach Bussie a little bit. Coach Jackson, and you can touch on this too, Coach Bussie, with kind of the ever-changing landscape of college basketball, which is changing by the second, it seems like, with NIL and the transfer portal. The biggest thing we've heard from a lot of these coaches is scheduling. How difficult was it for you guys? I know Coach Bussie touched on this a little bit, but how difficult was for you guys to schedule this upcoming year?
It was tough. Fortunately, we got some stuff done early and before we actually won the league or whatever the case is, and made it to the tournament. But after that, it was kind of like, people asking crazy questions. So is this kid leaving? Who transferring in? Who's doing this? Well, we gonna play you for this amount. And I'm thinking to myself, like, we're not gonna play for that amount when you're offering the same team in our league this amount. Or I gotta wait to January to be able to get a decent amount. I mean, the June or July to be able to get a decent amount just to play a game. So it's just, scheduling was a little bit more difficult, but at the end of the day, we got it done, and, we're still on the road playing the majority of our games. So it's what it is.
How much you guys like poker?
I don't play much.
Play poker.
Yeah,
no, what I'm saying is it's like scheduling poker. It's like, show me your hand, I'll show you yours. No, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's like it's such a, and I mean, for your guy, I mean, you touched on this, Coach Jackson, about, budget and funding and stuff like that. It's really important to get that extra, I shouldn't say this. That's what you deserve, right?
Yeah,
which is fair in the going market.
And that's the one thing, because my thing is, if I can get to my number in 6 games, why would I want to be playing 7 or 8? like we want to get, I'm trying to get to the number as soon as possible so we can go out here and play some games that we can actually compete in.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Bussie, so I want you to piggyback on that. So how difficult is it for you to schedule home games then?
I don't have any home games. I don't have any home games at conference, just due to just trying to making sure I meet my number I need to meet with guarantee.
Right.
Right. Like Coach Jackson said, I mean, my assistant coach, they'll bring me a coach, this school right here in the SEC want to play you for $80,000. Well, they call me the wrong, so I'm not playing up for no $80,000.
That part.
Tell them to give me 105 plus 2 nights of rooms, and then I might think about it. So I think a lot of it's just the waiting game. You schedule a few games here and then you might have 4 games wait, and they'll reach back out to you when they get desperate in August and they start panicking. But for us, like I said, it wasn't that hard this year to schedule. I'm just not going to schedule anything that I don't think that will be beneficial for my program, financially or just emotionally, for these guys' mental capacity. It has to have a balance. I'm not going to put these guys out there and we're not getting compensated financially.
Right.
So, we don't have any home games, and I think that's part of the struggle for us. The last 3 years, I think we lost 5 games in conference last year. I think 4 was at home. And prior to that, we was 14-4. We struggle playing home game, but on the road, we're pretty efficient. So, but that's just a balance of us just trying to do a better job of being more focused at home.
Right. Well, what's interesting is someone has the preseason offensive player of the year coming back, which in this day and age is fantastic. And there's some other really good players coming back. I mean, you've got Downey from Alabama A&M. You've got Chad Moody from Alabama A&M too, is a SWAC freshman of the year. He's coming back. With today's landscape with the NIL and the transfer portal, how difficult or interesting is it to retain players from each of your teams?
I know for us, we had it was tough for us. We had several people biting at our bit for the last couple of years. But the thing that I kind of talk to our student athletes about is that, hey man, I mean, I understand if you want to go somewhere else, but here you kind of know your situation of where you are in the pecking order. Say like Cameron Christian, we had a situation where maybe some power fours, power fives was knocking at his door. And then even Contavious Dozier, some big people called and offering money and all the good stuff. And I told him, I said, hey man, the tough part is if you go into an SEC type school and they give you $100,000, you're probably going to be a bench player. So if you're cool with going to be a bench player, then, it is what it is. You got to hope that some other people get hurt and you get your opportunity. Whereas here, you're going to be the face of the program. Same thing I talked to Cam Christian, like you're going to be the face of the program. So if you got a chance to be a face of the program, you got a chance to make some money, for a long period of time instead of just, getting it kind of now and sitting at the end of the bench. So we definitely lost some people to the portal, tough, it's just how the game go. That's just, it's just where we are, the day and age we are.
Yeah. And I like your sentiment about the long game, not the short game.
Yeah.
I mean, the grass is not always greener, and maybe you're making more money, but the problem is if you're making more money and you're sitting on the bench, it's going to be tough to have a pro career, whether it's the NBA, the G League, Europe, where I mean, you know about Europe. I mean, it's a great opportunity for a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you balance that?
Well, we just try to talk, just talk in, real life terms. Now, like anytime if a kid is getting offered life-changing money, $250,000, $500,000, I got to talk to him about taxes and all that. And, probably give him a hug and tell him good luck. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it.
Yeah. It is. So what do you think now that the preseason polls out? Talk a little bit about the coaching in each, maybe some of the programs that you're kind of like maybe circling the date on your conference calendar. Coach Bussie, I'll let you start first.
I mean, I'm not circling the date, for nobody. I mean, I think that each game, like I said, is going to be competitive with a well-coached team. So, our job right now is once we get in the conference is to just focus on Jackson State one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that, who you're playing it's not going to be easy games. It's going to be a tough environment. Once you go down to Bethune-Cookman, once you go down the Valley, it's a tough game with the band right there playing. We go on the road this year to Grambling and Southern. So I'm not circling any game. I mean, I guess if a game circling is Jackson State game because that's the first game that we play in conference. So right now we're just, trying to get prepared to hopefully have another successful season. Yeah.
So when you look down the floor and you see the coaches, who do you think's got the better game right now? Who do you think would win in 1-on-1 between Reggie Theus and Mo Williams?
Mo Williams.
We go with Mo, man. Hey, we go with Mo, man. Come on, man.
But Mo would have been saved by the bell.
If you got Byron Smith from Prairie View on this call right now, he think he's gonna tear everybody up. So Mo Williams, Reggie, good thing he ain't on this call.
Yeah. And it's interesting because you look at these teams and what have you, and it's just anything can happen because really for a lot of these conferences, for most of these mid-major conferences, it's that weekend in March, right? It's that handful of games that mean everything. And it really, as long as you're maybe not the 12th or 11th or 10th seed, you're kind of in that middle. A couple baskets here and there. You know how it goes. Both of you guys know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, every inch matters. Every inch matters. Every possession matters. and everybody right now is preparing for one weekend. It's 12 schools in our conference, and it's literally for 5-6 days. All the recruiting, all the spring training, the weights, the conditioning is all built up for one weekend.
Yeah,
and that's the crazy part. I mean, I've been there where you going into the tournament predicted to win it, and you get to the championship game and you play one bad half and it's over. You know what I mean? And we probably had our best season 2 years ago. We go, I want to say 24-9, beat 2 Power Fives, beat Vanderbilt, beat Colorado. And you get to that last, one bad half, you start the first half and you get down 20 points. And it's like, man, we gonna pick today to be the best, have our worst half in the country, worst half of the year. And it was what it was, and it's the tough part because those 3 games in however many days, hopefully it's 4, you got to buy. Some people maybe 5, whatever the case is. But those 3 games, it may be 3 days. We got to be our best. So me and Coach Bussie both been there where, we've been selected to win it or whatever, one of the top 2 teams, and it didn't happen for us. So it is what it is.
Coach Jackson, you want to talk about that more? Do you need some therapy session on that half?
Oh man, that still bothered me, man. But it is what it is. Can't get it back.
We've asked coaches like the toughest loss they've ever had, and it's like just one.
Yeah.
It's tough. So I'm going to ask you some kind of rapid fire questions, just about the SWAC and your individual programs, and just if it leads to a story and stuff like that, let's have at it. But it's just kind of light and fun. So. Each of you, give me one word to describe the SWAC conference.
I would say competitive.
Hey, Buss, you don't take mine. You don't take my word, bro.
Get another word.
I would say entertaining.
Yep, I like both those. Toughest gym to play in the SWAC.
For us. I would have to say Valley.
I was gonna say Valley too, man.
Why?
It's tough.
I mean, I think it's just for one, it's the mindset of your players too. Valley haven't had much success the past few years, and you look at their record, and sometimes players can come out a little flat in practice and shoot around, and you get in there. They got a nice facility, you got the band right there by your bench, and it's just for me that always been one of the toughest, just trying to prepare your guys to approach it the right way, and then the band is right there just blowing music right in your ear. So
and then you got the heckler sitting. Then you got the heckler sitting right behind you. You got 3 or 4 hecklers, and they actually get a pretty nice crowd. And I'm sure,
right,
with Coach, being like a rival of theirs, like I'm sure his crowd might be better than our crowd, but like it's gonna be a nice crowd in there. Like everybody on campus coming to the game, so it's like, man, it's gonna be a tough situation getting in and out of there.
Yeah. Talking about what people say, what is the funniest thing you guys have heard in a gym? As a coach, I know you guys say, we focus on things, but I know there's been 1 or 2 things that you've kind of laughed at while you're coaching.
I'd heard somebody say, hey, coach, your suit's too tight. I was like, I got you. That's a good one, but I haven't worn a suit in a while, man. Honestly, now I just try to, deflect whatever. I don't pay attention to the crowd, man. People say what they gonna say. I give you one instance. Before Bethune-Cookman became in our league, like they have a tough gym to play in too, because it's a really small gym and it's really intimate, and they end up having their kids that sit all around. So it's pretty packed. But long story short, we had a situation where one of our guys were getting heckled so bad. He goes and he is drinking some water. He's acting like he's drinking the water, and he accidentally throws the cup of water behind on the student section. And I'm like, I had to eject him out the game and everything. It was crazy, man. Like Bethune was a whole situation. I'm like, it's tough. Like with the heckling, if our guys aren't mentally tough, we go to a lot of places on the road, and it's nowhere near like being in a SWAC game, because like everybody's right on top of you. It's nowhere near.
Yeah.
For
Coach
me,
Bussie, you got anything?
Yeah, for me, it was when I was an assistant coach. I was at Prairie View. We was playing Alabama State. Alabama State hecklers used to be rough. I mean, they used to be rough back in the day. But one of the guys in the stands was like, "Coach, that's the same exact suit you wore last year when you came down here and played us." And so they pulled up a picture of last year, and I had the same exact suit on. I don't know how they found it or where they got it from, but I had the same exact suit, same tie, everything. And them guys, I mean, they would not let me. They would just let me have it the rest of the game. So, it's just all fun, but, the heck was it gets pretty rough.
Yeah, you should wear that suit every time you play them going forward.
Well, I can't fit it no more. That's about 40 pounds ago.
Hey, send it to me. I'll stretch it out for you. Okay, so who had the most fouls called in the SWAC last year in the conference? Who was the leading team with the most fouls?
I don't even know that one. Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who had the most fouls called.
Yeah.
I would say either us or maybe Alabama A&M.
You are correct. Alabama A&M had the most calls foul against them at 21.1.
Wow.
What were you guys at? So you thought Alcorn State was up there. You guys were 10th with 17.7. And the gentleman to your left only had 16 fouls called against him per game.
Yeah, just the style of basketball that Alabama A&M plays, they're going to pick up fouls that way. Just because they're so physical, they want to deny the wings, they want to jam the ball. They throw quarter post really hard. You cut, they're going to jam you. And that brand of basketball is a physicality brand of basketball. So, with that being said, initially you're going to, pick up fouls every now and then. So I figured that they'll probably be at the top.
Yeah. So you're saying they should be called for about 35 a game? Is that you're saying?
No, I'm saying we need to be physical like that. Just jam guys up. That's what I'm saying.
All right. This will lead into a really good question. Best SWAC conference official.
What's my man name?
I would go with. I like Big Joe. I forgot his last name. I like Joe. I like Joe, and I like Donte.
I like Donte too.
Yeah, I like Donte.
You're an official too, Donte?
Oh no. There's an official named Donte. Hey, but every now and then I will try to call a call out there.
We've had a couple coaches that have said we don't have any good officials in our conference.
Nah. I like Lucas Santos too. I like Lucas.
Yeah.
I like Lucas.
Yeah. I think I got to name all the SWAC officials so I can get a call. But I'm just
right.
They were very nice to you. Let's be honest. So, all right, who is the best dressed coach? You looking down the sidelines? Who's looking dapper down there? Who's best dressed and also best shoe game?
I'm gonna give it to I don't know. It's probably two coaches, man, that I always see that's kind of fitted. When we play them. And fitted is a word that I would use from Milwaukee as you're dressing up a little bit. Yep. But I would say Mo Williams, because he always got some type of different type of designer shoes on or something like that. And then Coach Matlock, him and his staff, they pull out some nice stuff from time to time.
Alabama State. Yeah. Coach Bussie, what would you say?
Yeah, I would say, I think it's clearly Mo Williams. Mo Williams going to make sure he's sharp. So I would say Mo as well.
Okay. Most animated coach on the sidelines from the SWAC.
I'm gonna let you start with this one.
I probably would say me.
Self-reflection coach is so good in life.
Yeah, I would say me. Just I try to get my guys to know that I'm out there with them. I'm competitive. After each game, I'm drenched with a sweat. I'm drenched. So I would say probably me. I probably need to calm down though.
Honestly, man, I think it's all of us. I think every coach in the league got their moments. So I think it's all of us at the end of the day. Because I would probably say, hey, I'm out there sweating and I ain't even playing. So it is what it is.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. All right, last question. If they made a movie about the SWAC conference coaches, what would the movie be called?
Boys in the Hood.
I love that movie. Oh.
Hey, every single day you step out, you wake up, you better make sure them guys know what they're supposed to be doing. They gonna get some trouble.
You'd have a pretty good soundtrack too.
You ain't never lied with the bands in the background too. Definitely have a great soundtrack.
Oh my God! Any of the rival bands kind of catch your eye when they get going? Is there any band in particular that you're like, man, that's okay? Why can't we be more like them?
Nah, I mean, I think
they're all good.
They're all good, yeah. And sometimes we don't have like the full band participation that we would have at a football game, at our basketball games.
Right.
So it's kind of totally different when it comes to the band.
Yeah.
Hey, if our band even come to a basketball game at Grambling.
Coach Bussie's thinking about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's for me, when bands are at the basketball games and we at Bethune or Valley and the band is there, I have no idea what they're playing. I'm not in tune at all. I'm just trying to coach my team at the timeouts and hope we get past this loud band. But a lot of times at the football games, it's more, intense as far as the band going back and forth. But I don't pay attention to that much at all.
Have you guys ever played? Have you guys ever played at George Mason?
No, I haven't yet.
They have a band.
Yeah.
I saw them years ago at the NCAA first round in Cleveland, and I was like more captivated with the band. That was the year they made that run, that I think Sweet 16 run.
Yeah.
Man, they had a band. I mean, it was like they were driving. Check them out.
Okay. Definitely.
Check them out.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, you guys got nothing. You failed. Maybe you got some self-reflection and what have you. And maybe you'll get some calls, Coach Jackson. But last question I want to ask you is individually, talk about your teams and what you've seen this summer. Just practice have recently started. What are you looking forward in some of the players on each of your teams? Don't be shy.
Well, go ahead. You go, Coach.
Okay. I think for us is, I think, we have a whole new team. I think that right now we're still trying to understand our identity. We're trying to understand our roles. A lot of guys trying to understand this culture, the intensity that you have to bring each and every day. With us bringing in 13 and 14 new guys, I lost a lot of guys to the transfer portal. I had a lot of guys graduate. So just a very different team than my teams I had in the past. I have to do a lot more coaching, a lot more teaching, and I got to be a lot more patient. But I'm optimistic that we'll have a great season. But right now, I think that we're a little far behind to my expectations. But hopefully, moving forward, that first official practice, that we'll be able to wrap it up and just keep on wrapping it up and watching film, wrapping it up, watching film, until these guys master my defensive principles.
Mm-hmm. Like it.
I would just say the good thing of us of our situation is we returned 3 guys in our backcourt that play significant minutes. So returning Contavious Dozier, Antoine Burnett, and Michael Stevenson, that definitely helped us with some continuity throughout the summer, and being able to guys coming in kind of having an idea of what's going on, and even explain, what we're trying to do and the method to the madness a little bit of when guys kind of react towards me or whatever the case may be. But I like our group. I think our group, we have some talent. The toughest part about it right now is chemistry. And, losing guys that have been in your program 3 and 5 years is always tough. We lost Michael Money. He's a fifth year. He was a fifth-year point guard. So when you walking in and, you're telling, guys, hey, we're going to run this. And a guy know all the reads. He know all the reactions that should happen within the set. And, it's about teaching and being patient and helping guys learn and helping them grow. So, at the end of the day, I like our group. I think we have some talent. I think we got to do a good job of putting it together as a coaching staff. But, I expect guys like, Katavius Dozier, Antoine Burnett, Mikael Stevens, to kind of, help us, lead the group in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're excited for the SWAC. And last question, quick question I want to ask you guys. Give me the most improved team you think in the SWAC this year. Give me one. Who's going to surprise us?
I think Alabama State is going to be pretty good this year. I think they finished in 8th last year.
Yep.
I project them to finish a little higher.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Alabama State is going to be a lot better. Also, I think if that was going to be my pick too. That's one of the teams I feel like they retained a lot. They brought back maybe 4 starters. And, bringing back your point guards, your 2 guard, I think maybe like your 3, 4, and your starting 5 man. I think that's huge. So they brought back a lot, and they retained a lot, and they got some continuity from the beginning of the season. So I think they'll be a surprise team within the league. And then like I said, every year it's tough. Those top 4, even like I think even like a case with like Coach Smith at Prairie View, I think he's going to be in a situation where I think his transfers, if they buy into what he does, I think he has a chance to be pretty good just by some of the transfers they brought in at PV, just looking at the roster. So I think, Coach Smith, he's a heck of a coach who won it. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years back to back or whatever the case may be. He had an outstanding run. So it's not like he can't get it going at any point in time.
Yep. Well, coaches, you're going to stick with us 1 second after this, but we really are looking forward to watching Grambling and Alcorn State play this year in the SWAC. We're also really excited to watch some SWAC basketball. As you say, it's going to be fun and electric, fast paced. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back on the Full Court Press podcast, a college basketball experience.